Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and yes, that is the VK100 and 100.01p, whatever it is, but that's not what we're going to be looking at. Well, it kind of is, but it isn't in this video. Basically, update 4.1 is here, and with it, well, alongside the new German heavy line, we have three. We have a new tier 8, 9 and 10. The tier 10 comes off the 4502B now, and the 8 and 9 now lead into the mouse, and all of them lead from the Tiger P, which is good news for some people because they kind of like the Tiger P. Bad news for others because the Tiger P does have a lot of failings over the Tiger. Obviously it's a lot slower, but it's a lot more heavily armoured. But anyway, I digress. We're not here to talk about that. I will be having a look at this tank and the tier 9 and eventually the tier 10 if I can get my arse in gear and get enough XP ground out on the 4502B, but I'm a long way off at the moment. But anyway, no, that was a bit odd. Yeah, I don't know why the tank is still wet. That is quite bizarre. That could be some sort of glitch from the replay system, in fact, which is what I'm going to be looking at. The replays, how do you get to them and how do you use them? Well, basically the only way I can see to get to them, and I have been looking, is through the end result screen. So once you've done a match, this comes up, and so straight from the end of the match you can press left and press X or A if you're on Xbox, and go and watch your replay. If you've come out of this and gone back to your garage, you just go across to your log like I did there, find whichever one it is, and remember it's only the last 5 that you can do, which I think is about the last, I don't know if it's the last 5 that the log has always been able to bring up. I could be wrong on that one, but anyway, so yeah, if you've already come back to your garage, you go across to your log, you find it on your results screen, you have watch replay again. So you basically just press X or A and it will go into the replay, so I'll have a quick look at that. I basically waited for the update, then turned my laptop on to do all the recording. Oh, need to press, yeah, you do need to press X again. Anyway, yeah, put on my laptop on to do the recording, and that needed several updates, so it's taken me a little bit longer. Because I've got the mouse, I've got the tier 8 and 9 unlocked already with just the basic packages that required to get to the mouse. But I just jumped in a match in the new tier 8, you know, had a little potter about, and just thought I'd use this replay as an example. So the replay will start off, and as far as I'm aware, you usually start on this camera, which is the follow camera, or the tank camera, should I say. And you can press circle, which would be B on Xbox, to turn your HUD off. If you press up on your D-pad, it brings up this bar down at the bottom. You've got pause. Now these skip forwards and backwards 30 seconds, the skip arrows, or well, I've not skipped forwards, but I'm assuming it does. I'm not going to do it now because it does sort of load again. It goes back to a loading screen for a few seconds and loads up. So I'm not going to do that now. That will disappear after a short amount of time. Or you can press down on your D-pad to get rid of it, as it says there. And you use left and right on your D-pad to navigate through this bit, so you can set the speed to slow, slowest. We can also speed it up to 3 times, I think it is the fastest one, or you can put it back onto normal. That one restarts the replay, so it resets it to the beginning point, so that's what that's for. Now, when you're on the tank camera, L2 and R2 will cycle through the tanks on your team. If you then press triangle, it will change to the free camera. Now you can use your sticks, and obviously you've got forwards, backwards, you can, which is your left stick, which also strafes left and right. Your right stick looks up and down, and obviously turns left and right. And if you use your L2 and R2 now, L2 you go up, and R2 you descend. So ascend and descend, just to be posh, why not? But anyway, yeah, up and down. L2's up, R2 is down, so you can then move about and have a good swing around and see what's what. Now, the other thing you can do, if I can just get back into a position, it is a little bit keen on the controls. You do have to be gentle, you know, a bit of a coaxing touch. But anyway, if I then press triangle again, that will put me into director camera. Now, as far as I can tell from this, it's a fixed point camera. So wherever you are when you put it into direct to cam, that's where your camera seems to be fixed. So all you can do is basically look around. You can't move it using the left stick, and that's just using the right stick, but you can do full 360 up and down. You can't go upside down though. Interesting, didn't notice that before. Anyway, where's my tank? There I am. And L2 and R2 on this actually zoom in and out, so rather than going up and down, you can just zoom in and out. So you really can, you know, you could have like your tank, you know, you could position yourself in a corner and have the tank sweeping past, and you could sort of follow it across and zoom in after it as it disappears into the background, you know, that sort of stuff. And obviously press circle to get rid of your hood, make it quite cinematic. Press triangle again, takes you back to your tank camera. Now, let me get it onto free cam. Here we are. So, on free cam, let's get up into the air. You can then basically go near a tank, so you can see I'm looking at that tank, press square, and it will follow that tank. And kind of puts it onto a direct cam as well. Again, didn't notice that before. But it basically pins you to where you are, but it will follow that tank wherever you go. So if I now turn follow mode off, put follow mode on again, wherever he goes, the camera will follow. It will not, you know, the camera won't move to follow it, but it will turn to follow it, if you get my meaning. So, again, no other controls that do anything within that apart from square turns it off. So if you're going to do the follow cam, I would recommend probably getting a bit closer before you do it, because like I say, once you've entered it, all you can do is turn. You can't actually move the camera, as you can see there. I'm trying to, but I can't. Like I say, square, let's turn it back off, and that's it. So you've got 3 cameras, direct cam, well, it has technically 4. Tank cam, free cam, direct cam, and follow cam. But follow cam feels more of a cross between direct cam and tank cam. But it is nice because you can pause it, so you can have a good look around. You can see where people were. If anything, obviously, if anything fun, you know, if you see somebody come up on the kill list down at the left-hand side that they've just killed themselves, you could pause it and try and go and find them. It is a bit frustrating that it only goes forwards and backwards 30 seconds, and you don't seem to have any ability to just move it forwards and backwards at your own pace, or at least, you know, forwards at 2 times speed sort of thing, so you can fast forward and reverse at double speed or whatever. Again, a bit disappointing. Hopefully these improvements will come in, but you know, I would like to see the ability to save more than 5 replays, and you know, save them beyond your current session. I would like to see the ability to share these replays in an easy way, like you can with the PC ones. And I would also like to see a fast forward and a rewind that isn't just a 30-second jump. Even if, like I say, even if it's just a ×2, you know, like a 2-speed forwards and backwards, or the ability, a bit like you do on some Blu-rays, where if you pause it, it then goes into slow-mo back, you know, slow-mo rewind, or you know, slow-mo fast forward, so you can move it at like half speed sort of thing. I think it needs something like that. I suppose the forwards isn't as necessary because you can always I suppose you can always you know, just make it go faster. I can't think of my words, I'm just a complete brain fart. You can always speed up the replay, is what I was trying to do. So, you know, if you do want to skip it forwards, you want to do that way, you could always just put it on fastest, hit play again, and it will skip forwards at 3 times the speed. But I would like to see, like I say, a rewind. But there you go. That's about it, really. I mean, it was just a quick video to sort of show you the replay system and give you a few hints on how to work it. What I'd probably do is just have a match, whatever match, jump into the replay and just have a prat about, try and get used to the cameras. Like I say, they are a little bit keen, and it is analog, so the more you push your stick, the faster you seem to go. So you can just sort of creep forwards, or, you know, really go for it. But I think I like it. I do like the fact that we've now got it. I think it is well overdue to have the replay system. I just think it needs some improvements. I must admit, you know, I'm a bit disappointed as to how complete it seems now. and I think it really does need those improvements. I think sharing is like the number one, really, the ability to share them. But I'm going to see. I'm going to see if I can have a word with Wargaming and see if I can come up. I've got an idea in mind for another competition. I know I've just run one with my 5k subs, but I've got an idea in mind for another one. But I think now with this, it does open it up a lot more for people to share clips. Not the replays, obviously, but I've just hit my microphone, waving my arms about. But with the fact that you can use Xbox DVR to record now 10 minutes of gameplay, and let's face it, your average game on World of Tanks is 10 minutes or less, which is nice. Obviously, you get 15 minutes, but there's not many that go beyond the 10-minute mark. Some do, they do, but on average, I'd say the games I play normally are about 7 minutes long, something like that. Occasionally, like I say, you do get them that are a bit longer than that. It depends on how well the teams are matched. Sometimes you get teams that are very, very well matched, with some really good players on both teams, and they just can't take each other down, and it does drag out a little bit. Not in a bad way, but you know what I mean. It takes a bit more time. And obviously with the PlayStation 4, you can record. I think you can record up to an hour now with the PlayStation 4, which is really good. But it does open it up, because what you could then do is, if you have a great match or something funny happens, and obviously you don't want to be recording every single match that you have. If you're not an actual YouTuber, I record nearly every match that I play. It's just one of those things, because I never know when the footage is going to come up, that sort of stuff. But when you're using your PlayStation hard drive or your Xbox DVR, you don't want to be doing that, because it's going to take up a lot of space. But at least now you can come into the replay, you can have a look around. Even if you just sit and try and control the camera yourself in a cinematic way or whatever, you can then just record the bit that you want, if it was a funny bit, or you can just you can just record the whole game and try and keep the camera as steady as possible. The only downside to it is that you can't zoom in through the gun sight. Obviously, if I'm recording a game live, recording the actual game footage, it shows everything that I see on the screen. So when I look down my gun sight in sniper mode, that's what you see. You can't do that with this. But I think it will open up a lot for YouTubers as well with this. Maybe splicing it in, showing the game as it was recorded. But if there was a bit where there was, you do a fantastic shot on a commander's hatch through the window of a building or something, you could then splice in some replay footage showing it from the other angle, which is going to be nice. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Now I'll see about that competition. Don't hold your breath. I'll see what I can do about it. It'd be nice if there was a gift option on the store for PlayStation and Xbox, again, like there is for the PC World of Tanks, because then I could just gift, put my own money, put my own hand in my pocket and gift something out of my own wallet. But I'll see what I can do anyway. But there you go. Exit. That was it. I told you how to restart it. You go to the button that looks like eject. You just press your options. Return to garage. Simple as that. And you can go back into that replay as many times as you want until you've played another 5 battles. And then obviously that will get bumped off the bottom of the list. So, yeah, like I say, it's nice that it's there. It gives a lot of options. It gives, options for YouTubers as well. It's something that I may even try and look at and splice into tonight's video, and hopefully that will be one of the Swedish tanks, but it does depend on what time it gets credited onto my account, so that might have to be tomorrow, and I may end up just looking at one of the German tanks today, although I'm not quite sure why that is still wet. That is quite odd. But anyway, I hope that's been a little bit used to you, so you might have a bit more of a grasp on the replay system. I mean, it's not particularly complicated, it only takes a few minutes to pick it up. But I thought this video might help you guys and just give you a bit of a jump start on it, really. So there you go. Anyway, I'll be back with another video hopefully later on today. So until then, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.